Yo, 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 Virgo, what it do? I forgot my water. I'm gonna let you know now it's gonna be real scattered. We are in your shadow season. Pisces is your opposite sign. And Mercury, your ruling planet, is in Aquarius at the time that I am doing this reading. And I feel like the beginning of Pisces season is very cerebral. It needs to be very cerebral in the beginning because you're getting your bearings, I feel like. And I do feel like it's important to reach for comfort because Virgo, in your day-to-day with the sun in your sign, those of you who are Virgo sun and moon, excuse me, I'll just say Virgo sun, moon, and rising, honestly. You guys are so bound by structure and the day-to-day, the routine, the ins and outs, that this season you are going to be called to that shadow, your subconscious, and called to tend to your subconscious mind, tending to your beliefs, tending to your need to take care of yourself, to relax. I do feel like this is a season where things can get really like lazy for you, but you're needing to really redefine that definition, because I do feel like it's like caring less about the aesthetic, just like going for comfort. That's why I put like a hoodie and some sweats on, because I do feel like that's kind of your MO this month, is just like kicking it, relaxing, but also really allowing yourself to go deeper in the spirit, deep diving into your spirit. It's important. It is necessary. Your beliefs are changing. And Mercury in Aquarius is really scatterbrained. It's a great time to innovate. It's an important time to get really specific about what you want to manifest for your future. And it's important for you to slow the fuck down in order for you to do that, in order for you to really reassess what you want for your future. And so that's why if you don't sit yourself down, your body will. There's that. I feel like you may need to change up your workflow this season, allowing hopefully you have the ability to do that. But allowing yourself to really honor your circadian rhythms and honor when you want to rest, when you want to do nothing, when you want to read, when you want to create or pray or go outside and be in nature. It's really important to let yourself get abstract, because we are kicking off Pisces season with a stellium in Capricorn, which is slowly becoming a stellium in Aquarius. And there is this concentration of energy that we need to be able to take advantage of, because we do have the next couple of months with no retrogrades. And so this is about progress. And for you, progress always looks like doing something or crossing something off the list or getting something done. But progress is going to be redefined this Pisces season, because there is culmination coming in you doing the opposite of what you normally do. You doing less. You allowing yourself to receive more. You allowing yourself to really pay attention, say less, observe more, peep game. Because the company that you keep is going to be changing. You're going to be noticing and getting clarity on the company you keep, your friend group, your hopes, your wishes, your community, your collective, whatever groups you're involved in. There's going to be a lot of clarity coming in. And you're going to need to be able to use your discernment and trust your gut, and trusting your gut is going to look a lot like you getting quiet, so that you can actually hear and discern the internal chatter that's going on, because there's multiple aspects of yourself all trying to express themselves at the same time. And it can be easy for you to get lost in indecision or confusion if you don't sit still and pay attention to who's saying what, who's talking, who's in the driver's seat, you know, things of that nature. So with it being Pisces season and all this in concentrated energy in Capricorn and Aquarius, our beliefs, Pisces, I believe, our beliefs about our reputation, what people know about us, about our public life, about what we want long term, your legacy, your friends, your hopes, your wishes, and your future. Your beliefs about all of those things are going to be evolving. And so this is a time for don't be hard on yourself for if you start to go into hermit mode. This is the season to do that, because you are absolutely recalibrating your internal GPS system, your internal security system as well is being updated. It's like a system update is coming in, and that system update is going to require you to delete some old files. So because this is such an intuitive season, and you are going to be asked to use your intuition and to think outside of the box and to get really inventive and to let yourself be scattered, let your mind wander. I am only giving the important astrological highlights of this season. And for the first time ever, we're going to be using the Polychrome Tarot in one of the in the monthly. I've never used this deck because it is really archetypal, and it's really abstract, and you have to really think outside of the box, and I'm challenging myself and challenging you to do that as well this season. So on February 18th, Pisces gets the sun, which means the sun is in your subconscious. The sun is across from you. And there's going to be realizations coming in about mysticism, about escape, about sacrifice, escapism, how your vices, your mental health, what's really going on in your mental health and in your spiritual health. How do you navigate the access of the ether versus the 3D? And you're going to be needing to take those realizations and plant seeds with them. Because on March 2nd, we have the new moon in Pisces, and planting seeds about your belief, about your spirit, about how you want to feel, how you want your mind to feel, how you want your heart to feel. You deducing those things, figuring that out, planting those seeds. This is a time of the season to manifest during the new moon. It puts you in a position to really reap what you sow in the full moon in Virgo. We'll get there. And I'll do a separate video, of course, for the new moon in Pisces. On March 6th, we have Mars and Venus going into Aquarius, and they're going to be right up against your ruling planet, Mercury. And so there's definitely a lot of reassessment about what you want in your relationships going forward, what you want in your friendships going forward, how you relate to and express your masculine and feminine energy is going to be evolving. It's going to be highlighted. There's going to be a lot of thoughts of that. How secure you feel in your relationships. Do you feel like there's optimization needed? Where can how can you and your partner improve? Things of that nature. On March 3rd, your ruling planet Mercury then goes into Pisces, and I'm telling you, this is a time to really let yourself get comfy. A time to really and comfy doesn't mean mindlessness, doesn't mean bullshit, but for some of you, I feel like it should be that. Some of you have been, and you know who you are, you've been going way too fucking hard, and it's time for you to just let yourself turn off. And then there are others of you who I feel like are needing to do a better riding that fine line between productivity and quality self-care, quality self-time. You know who you are. It's going to be your ruling planet going into Pisces is going to really have you getting hella mindful and cerebral about your beliefs, your faith. Do you practice what you preach? What are your values? What are your beliefs? But also, how do you self-sabotage? How do you undo all the good deeds that you do? You know, what's going on with not only self-doing, but your mental care. There's clarity coming in to a lot of the illusions and a lot of the spider webs that have been in your mind that are to be cleared out. And in the seeds that you plant are important. I feel like it's important to ask for strength. It's important to ask for clarity. It's important to ask for discernment, so that on March 18th, when the full moon in Virgo comes in, you can really, really get comfortable in your harvest. You can get comfortable receiving. This is going to be your full moon, Virgo. And I'm going to do a separate video on it, but I feel like it's really, really important to pay attention to service and sacrifice. How are you of service, and what are you sacrificing, and is it reciprocal? Is it mutual? Are your relationships symbiotic? So hydrate, light it if you got it. It's funny, I just rolled my first successful J with the nails last night, and I ended up giving it away. It wasn't for me, man. That person needed it more than I did. And so just take a moment, relax with me, let yourself relax, empty your lungs. Then take a deep breath when you're ready. Because this is Pisces season, man. Pisces is the culmination of all the signs, and you've got all of it in your subconscious, all of that to wade through in regards to your subconscious programming. Excuse me, and I think that it's really important that you pay attention to yourself. Close out this chapter, because there are big things coming full circle, and big things in the realm of your faith and your beliefs and in your mental health and spiritual health that are... Something's coming full circle, or something is closing out, and there's going to be a rebirth for sure. And so with Pisces season, Pisces being the culmination of all the signs, they are the most complex sign and the most complex season. But like I'm trying to say and reiterate in every reading, it's important that we get like Pisces this season and do that amazing thing that they do, where they see a little bit of themselves in everybody, in everything, and that godlike compassion and that godlike empathy, agape love, is very accessible to you. It's in your subconscious mind, and so you're needing to practice giving that to yourself more, so that you can exercise and practice giving it to others. And you giving it to yourself is going to attract that compassion to you. So, Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything for my content daily. Check out Instagram, justj_everything, and TikTok at justjeverything. And for other dope shit that I do, bath soaks, smoke blends, things of that nature, check out my website, justjeverything.com. So like I said, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is your general reading for Pisces season 2022, baby. Get comfy, because we're asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And we're asking our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, to bestow upon us the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Pisces season 2022. Please hydrate all season. It's all forever. It's important, but Virgo, I feel like in Pisces season, you are going to need to like hyperhydrate. Hyperhydration. Saturated is a word that comes through. It's time to saturate yourself, not in fat or saturated foods. I want to write that down just because I like that. I feel like saturation is important. And some of you, I just heard a saturated market. Some of you may be in a market that is heavily saturated, and you may be like struggling, feeling confident with what your contribution to the market, or people taking your ideas or things of that nature. But I feel like you are you, and that's your fucking superpower. And it's important for you to honor what you feel called to do, not what you think is successful, not what you think is going to make money. There's a calling on some of your hearts. That just comes through heavy. Some of you, like, you feel drawn to do something. You feel like pulled towards it, called towards it, and you need to do that. And you're like, oh, that's not going to make me any money, or that's not going to give me any notoriety or recognition. Yes, it will. It's going to give you what you need. It's going to give you what you need. Go towards what you're called towards. All right. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And like I said, these cards are abstract, so we're going to do it. First card out is the Champion reversed. I love this actually because I'm telling you, you guys need to do less. And some of you, I feel like you're being motivated from possibly an arrogant place, or there may be somebody who is arrogant around you. Someone maybe with someone else with Virgo placements. I want to say Virgo, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements. But there is something about maybe taking an L, or letting go of the previous losses, letting go of previous griefs, letting go of things that you've considered was a failure, or that things that you've considered failures, letting go of this outdated concept that you can't win, or that some of you are being really, really fucking hard on yourself. Let go of this imaginary timeline. The Collector on the bottom of the deck. Some of you may have taken a risk on something and it has not gone as expected. Some of you may be really hard on yourself. Someone may be gambling. Someone maybe around you may be gambling. You may have lost some sort of competition, or some of you, I feel like you're getting out of that competitive spirit. If you have some hyper competitive spirit, or if there's someone around you with very competitive energy, I feel like it's important to evaluate that relationship, and it's important for you to unpack that attribute inside of yourself. Where is that need to compete coming from? Is it coming from a righteous place? Is it coming from some, or some weirdness inside of you? There is the Champion reversed, and then we have the Collector reversed, which is interesting. That was on the bottom of the deck before. And so I do feel like some of you it's interesting. Like, some of you are getting collection calls. Some of you maybe are struggling with debt or worrying about how to pay bills. Some of you may be in a position where you're having to give something away. Some of you may be feeling really stagnant in something. Stagnant in a job, stagnant in a business, stagnant in a connection, in a marriage. And I do feel like there is, for some of you, there's some sort of competition or some material issue, financial issue that's in between, or that's getting in the way of you and you in a friendship, or you in a marriage. I do feel like there is something about reciprocity or giving, being more discerning who you're giving to, the way that this, like, there's this hand outstretched. And normally this card looks like this, but I do feel like there is something about reciprocity coming through again. Equality, making sure that things feel fair. And I do feel like, excuse me, there's some sort of hindsight or like retrospective judgment or retroactive like awareness that's coming in. Some sort of awareness about something from the past. We'll definitely dive into it in the plunge. Patreon plunge, patreon.com/justjeverything. But I do feel like some of you are having to get off your high horse. Some of you are really having to restructure financially. You're really having to maybe help other people restructure, help other people start something. Because I do feel like you may be struggling to keep that winning feeling or struggling to keep positivity, struggling with fulfillment. But I do feel like that is something that is going to be shifting when, or shifting before Aries season, is you're going to be redefining fulfillment for yourself. You're going to be redefining what matters to you. Some of you may have to like sell a collection of something, or there may be someone selling a collection of something that you need. I feel like looking for things online or like Facebook Marketplace or the thrift store or something of that nature. If you're looking for something abstract, I feel like you find it in an abstract way. The seer. Interesting. Center of the reading being the seer. So I do feel like Mercury, especially when Mercury goes into Pisces, Mercury and the sun being in Pisces, trust and believe your eyes are going to be open. There's clarity going to be coming in. I do feel like for some of you, this is your spiritual eyes that start to open. It's funny how it's even like in between my eye, like the third eye could be you gaining access to your third eye. Do not actively try to open your third eye. Do not fuck with anybody who tries to tell you or get you to pay them to fucking open your third eye. Do not tamper with shit you don't know about, you can't handle. That is not, everything ain't for you. Be careful what you put your hand to. Be careful what you allow yourself to receive. Some of you, I feel like your intuition is going to be incredibly heightened this season, and you need to learn how to honor it. You need to learn how to identify when your spirit is talking to you. And you can't do that if you just let all the distractions and stimuli overrun your day-to-day life. If you're not spending any time getting centered, then you are not making heart-centered decisions. You're not making the best decisions for yourself. If you're not tuning in with yourself, if you're not aligning. I do feel like there is something about jewelry for you guys. Some of you, you may lose a piece of jewelry that's important to you, or find a piece of jewelry that's important to you, or be given a piece of jewelry. For some of you, maybe it's a proposal. For some of you, maybe it's like a commitment or a promise ring or just some sort of gift or something of that nature. But I do feel like the center of the reading, being the seer, this is very, very much so about your perception being shifted, which is everything Pisces. Pisces with Neptune and Jupiter there is all about illusions being broken, your perception being broken. It's time to dive deeper into esoteric knowledge. It's time to dive deeper into your beliefs. It is time to dive deeper into your fears. Why are you afraid of the spiritual side of you? Why are you afraid of letting that, reconnecting to your ancestors, or spending so much time alone? What is it about you that you're afraid of? What do you think, what will happen? Like, be honest, let's be real, you know what I mean? It's just like you turning all the music off, you turning your phone off, you turning the TV off, you going somewhere and being somewhere alone means you're gonna have to listen to yourself and pay attention to yourself. And that's the start. What the fuck are we here to do? I love you, and I don't mean to be like harsh, but it's just like it's time to tune in, because the divine wants to give you the opportunity to see, wants to give you a new kind of clarity. And so it's important to let yourself get more diligent about this. Get more diligent about your spiritual practices, getting more consistent, and letting yourself get really ritualistic. Because some of you, it's like you are so densely rooted in the 3D that it's hard for you to even perceive what your intuition is or perceive what spirit feels like. And that is a problem. It is time to be able to practice enough self-awareness that you can call yourself out and be like, damn, that was my ego. I need to chill out. Or damn, that was my insecurity. Or that's something that sounded like my mother, and that's the influence of my mother on me. Or that sounded like, when did I start believing that about me? That's something that my ex said about me, and it's still like rooted in me. You know what I mean? There is this need to start being able to practice some deep self-awareness, and practicing deep self-awareness will give you access to the future. For some of you, there may be someone with Aquarius placements coming in, someone with Aries placements coming in, or coming to visit you. You're going to visit them, possibly. But I do feel like this feels like crown chakra activation. This feels like your spiritual beliefs being activated, and this may be some stuff. Some of you, there may be a deeply spiritual woman coming into your life, or maybe you're getting a reading, or you're learning tarot, learning divination, diving deeper into esoteric knowledge and wisdom, just diving deeper into your beliefs. Do it, because I do feel like your eyes are going to be opened in such a way that your life will be flooded with gratitude. Fulfillment! Flooded with gratitude. Allow yourself to do the scary thing and to be willing to see beyond the veil, and to dive into your instincts and dive into your inner knowing and those hunches. You dive into that. You allow yourself to connect with that version of yourself, or you allow yourself to connect with some spiritual mentor or a reader or a witch or a spiritual advisor or something of that nature. And I feel like allowing yourself to reach for spiritual knowledge and spiritual guidance is going to bring you fulfillment, babe. This is an influx of money. This is an influx of time, an influx of good health. I do feel like there's definitely opportunities in business coming in, deeper opportunities, more fulfilling opportunities, a new definition of success, a new definition of happiness. The mother. This is, in the final card, is the mother, and that's Virgo. I mean, Virgo is the mother-daughter relationship. Virgo is also like the virgin, but I do feel like you guys have this very motherly attribute and quality to you. And I say it all the time, Virgos make the world go round. And I do feel like you guys are needing to start mothering yourselves. Some of you, there's actual, pregnancy coming in, or your mother's coming to visit, or you're healing some wounds of the mother, healing some wounds from the mother's bloodline. Fulfillment for some of you, this seeing gift, this prophecy gift, it's in your mother's bloodline. Some of you, there's magic in your mother's blood, and that's been given to you, and it's coming in to be activated. And some of you, it's definitely about foresight or a quickening, or this like divine nurturing that comes in. For some of you, maybe there's another baby. For some of you, maybe a friend is having a baby. Someone in the family is having a baby. Their children could just be coming in. We're going to clarify that later in the plunge, but I definitely, bottom of the deck is the Beloved reversed, actually. And here, let you see it. And this, interestingly, feels like, what are you entwined in? The Beloved reverse is, it can be like about superficiality. I do feel like this is that, because Virgo has that very, I call it, I say it every time, Virgo and Cancer and Capricorn are like the Captain Save-A-Ho energy of the zodiac. And Aries and Libra have this like hero complex thing going on. And there is some sort of entwining, I feel like, or enmeshment. There may be, some of you are changing your beliefs on dating outside of your race. Some of you are changing your beliefs on dating outside of your religion or your spiritual beliefs. Some of you, there's some relationship that is unequally yoked or just like unbalanced, or you may be needing to really pay attention to what isn't working anymore. And like, let's be honest, some of you want to, I feel like some of you go on a trip with a partner or a friend and the cracks in the foundation are just cannot be unseen. And so it's going to be up to you to really figure out how to relieve yourself of the guilt of not winning this, or having to give up, or having to let go, or having to throw the towel in some sort of way. And so that's going to be different for all of you. But the closer that we get to Aries season, I feel like, which is the real new year, that's when the planet comes to life, and that's when spring will sprung. That's, you know, that's when Mother Gaia is going to be, Mother Earth is going to be coming back to life, replenishing herself and giving us new fruit, giving us new flowers. I feel like you need to you need to be closing out Pisces season very content with how you care for yourself, how you self-parent, how you self-soothe, how you nurture yourself, how you feed your body, the quality of the food you eat, the quality of the exercise that you get, the consistency of the exercise that you get. Allowing yourself to prepare your body for a baby, or prepare your body for the birthing a business that you want, preparing your body and your heart and your mind for being of service, or nurturing your collective, pouring into your family, pouring into maybe this new mother, or however this manifests for you. Nourishment, nurturing is very, very important this season. And it's really interesting because I feel like the seer Pisces energy, whatever seeds you plant in that new moon in Pisces are going to bloom in the new moon in Virgo. And there is so much fulfillment available to you. And the fulfillment and the money that, that came in through. The fulfillment that comes in, it may come in by money. And you do not need to just blow this money on bullshit. You need to really make sure that you plant appropriate seeds to take care of your future, to nurture yourself and your family. I feel like some of you need to invest in land, or some of you are buying a house, or investing in learning how to grow your own food, or grow your own crops, or something of that nature, going organic or going vegan or something of that nature. But I do feel like there is this shift of all of the ways, all the obligations, all the duties, all the day-to-day routine bullshit, all of that stuff really is going to flip on its head. And I feel like there is something about you, if you don't prioritize yourself, Virgo, if you don't learn how to put your oxygen mask on first, It's like, let go or be dragged. And you know, can't no one drag you like the divine can. A divine dragging? Just don't. Let's get into this. I love you. Actually, let me see. Is there anything else that comes through? Working with your hands, I feel like, is really important. Crafting, making things, getting your hands in it, being hands-on. This isn't the best season, I feel like, for you to delegate. If you don't feel comfortable in your or confident in your team. And that's really what Aquarius season was about, was you seeing the cracks in your team and figuring out who you can trust, who you can rely on. So in Pisces season, you can really relax and receive, harvest, you know. And so I do feel like it's important to pay attention to all the fingers you have, all the pies you have your fingers in, and tending to working with your hands. I do feel like there may be somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that fucking sees you or has your number or is watching. Seer at the bottom of the deck also means I do feel like the cosmic eye is on you. The sun going into Pisces across from you means that there is this highlight, this spotlight on you and in your subconscious, your beliefs, your duties, like what you do when no one's paying attention, your intentions, your motives are shifting. And I feel like there's a lot of ego that is falling away. And for some of you, there is this rise up of personal power, rise up of sexual energy, or a lack of sexual energy that can no longer be ignored. If your physical needs are not being met, it's time to talk about it. It's time to like work out a resolution or a plan. I do feel like there is a lot of creativity that is needing to flow. And Pisces season is a great time for you to visualize, for you to dream things up. Because things are coming full circle. Things are wrapping up. There will be profound endings. And you can really leave this season feeling very, very fulfilled. I love you. Let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.